It was a once-in-a-lifetime event. Now, go behind the scenes. Every stunning detail, every jaw-dropping surprise. Oprah Winfrey's Legends Ball. With special guests, Mariah Carey, John Travolta, Patti LaBelle, Halle Berry, Diane Sawyer, Janet Jackson, Maya Angelou, Mary J. Blige, John Legend, Tina Turner, Maria Shriver, Alicia Keys, Diana Ross, and more. Oprah Winfrey's Legends Ball.
Hello, everyone. I'm standing on my front lawn where, a little over a year ago, I was inspired to create a celebration honoring women who, through their talent, their courage, their tenacity, opened doors and allowed an entire generation to walk through. I wanted to thank them for paving the way for me, as well as countless others. The three-day, once-in-a-lifetime event began with an unforgettable luncheon, then a glamorous white-tie gala, and finally, a heart-bursting Sunday brunch. This is the story of my Legends Ball. This all started because I forgot to invite Cicely Tyson to my birthday party.
I would rather he fought on that street corner and died.
Claudia!
Yes, died! You got your low-life job, Mr. Sheriff. You got the strength God gave us women to survive.
I said, you know what? I am going to invite Cicely Tyson up for lunch because I just want her to know how much she's meant to me, and I want her to know how much regard and respect I have for her. That was how it started. And then I saw Ruby Dee.
I'll work 20 hours a day and all the kitchens in Chicago. I'll strap my baby on my back if I have to.
Don't stare at me. The evil eye doesn't work on me.
You don't even know what harm is, girl.
And I said, I did not invite Ruby Dee. I should have Cicely Tyson and Ruby Dee at the same luncheon. And I started thinking about other women who also had been an influence. And before you knew it, I had a list of 25 women who had opened doors in entertainment, in arts, in civil rights, and paved a way for me. And I call those women legends. My list of legends included superstar Miss Diana Ross, 12 Grammy nominations, 18 #1 hits, and Golden Globe winning actress she is. Diane Carroll, the first black woman to star in her own television series.
Has Mr. Colton told you?
Tell me what?
I'm colored.
What color are you?
I'm a Negro.
7-time Grammy winner, the powerhouse Miss Tina Turner. Naomi Sims, she was the first black model featured on the cover of a national magazine. Author, playwright, and Pulitzer Prize-nominated poet, Maya Angelou.
History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but if faced with courage, need not be lived again.
The first African-American opera star, Leontine Price. And Coretta Scott King, who spent her life in service and used her voice for human rights.
Let us dare to dream of a peace that humanity has never known. What's the word?
These women made such an impact on the world. They broke through barriers of segregation and created a bridge to my life and many others. I decided that instead of lunch, I would invite them to a 3-day celebration in their honor, a labor of love that would take a year to plan. So I started talking about this idea with my best friend Gail, of course. And what we wanted it to be was an event like nothing anyone had ever experienced. Then I called Colin Cowie.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling, there's Colin.
How are you, my dear?
Because if you're gonna have a big party, who do you call? You call Colin Cowie.
Details, details, details. Oprah's mantra is love is in the details, and I completely agree.
One of the things I wanted to discuss was Gifts in the room.
There were conference calls every evening on a Tuesday. And as we got closer and closer to May, we'd be speaking 4 or 5 times a day.
So champagne or not champagne?
Let's give the candle, the welcome note, a bottle of champagne and flowers to all the legends.
To join me in honoring these legends, I invited some of today's brightest young African-American artists. Halle Berry, Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Iman, Tyra Banks, Ashanti, Mary J. Blige, Angela Bassett, to name a few. I call them youngins because they too followed in the footsteps of all of these trailblazing women.
It all started with a beautiful invitation. Oh my gosh. It was huge. It was like a book.
I sent 60 handmade invitations to the legends and youngins.
And I'm looking at this invitation and I'm just astonished by the beauty of it. Every little detail was fabulous. Even the color was unusual.
Hello, darling.
Darling! Oh my goodness, this is fabulous. The first event of the Legends Weekend would be a private luncheon at my home.
Gail, this is the floor plan.
How many people is this, Colin?
64. 8 weeks ago, Gail and I met with Colin to finalize the details.
I thought that's what you meant.
No. Oh, that's
nice
fantastic.
touch.
It takes us from drab to fab.
Drab to fab. Love is in the details.
So we can have a choice of 3 different napkin rings. You tell me what you like for it.
They're all nice. These kinds of decisions make me nuts. It's in every napkin. It's in every flower. It's in every recipe. It's in every single aspect of the event. Love the pretty little box with the moss.
And then we do this when you're full of the roses.
You know what really makes this? Is the different shapes.
Yeah, there's something interesting to look at everywhere.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Did you find a biscuit, did you?
I saw those go in the oven.
We're in the kitchen preparing what we think the luncheon food is going to be. And it's pounded chicken breast dipped in buttermilk.
Yes, ma'am, it's dipped in buttermilk.
And then it's pistachios. Normally we do hazelnuts. Our whole theme for the tent's going to be green. So we want the food to match the tent, to match the tablecloth, to match the whatever.
And we have my fresh garden pea soup.
And why is that? Because it's green.
It's green.
And so my attention to the detail was because, not just because I wanted to have a nice party, but because I wanted the women to feel the love. Here we go. It had taken a year of meticulous planning. Now, with just 24 hours to go, we were scrambling to complete the final touches. This makes better sense to me. This I can see. On the front lawn of my home, acclaimed photographer Kwaku Alston was preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime portrait to be taken of the legends and youngins. Okay, Janet Jackson and Mariah Carey next to each other.
Hey, I got a trolley.
Talk about love is in the details. She had a special trolley made because her house is way up there and the picture was way down there, so that would have been a very long walk in high heels. And she said, you know what would be fun? Let's get a trolley.
We need to get this dusted, huh?
In my backyard, Colin and team were setting the stage for the Legends Luncheon.
Creating the gazebo for Friday's luncheon was no easy feat. What's with this linen? We used this gorgeous apple green silk tablecloth covered with this embroidered, wonderful organza overlay with these gorgeous apple green handmade plates, all perfectly rimmed in platinum.
Could you find my glass of champagne? The secret is to have a glass of champagne 2 minutes, 10 minutes before your guests arrive. It's calming things down.
Face the door. There were butlers standing at the front door with wonderful trays of fine champagne, waiting for the first guest to come.
Oh! This has been a year in the making, a year in the making.
She looked stunningly gorgeous and just a little bit anxious, as any hostess would be after planning a party for a year.
Although this was a great, lavish, fun party, it wasn't about the party. We all knew that it was about creating a living celebration of praise and glory and honor to these women. And every single moment, every single thing I did was based on offering to these women a thank you like they'd never seen or heard before.
Next, the legends and youngins arrive.
I said, thank you.
They saved my life.
Courage, tenacity, and talent. These are more of the women I call legends. Dorothy Height, a colleague of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a pioneer of the Civil Rights Movement. In 2004, she was awarded a Congressional Gold Medal.
Oh, Matt
Singer and Broadway performer Gladys Knight, a 7-time Grammy Award winner. Miss Kick Off Her Shoes and Throw Down the Microphone, Grammy-winning diva of soul, Patti LaBelle. Della Reese, a singer, an actor, and the first black woman to host her own television talk show.
You taught me precious secrets.
Grammy-winning singer Nancy Wilson is a member of the Big Band and Jazz Hall of Fame. The Legends Ball weekend was the fulfillment of a dream for me. As I was building this bridge out in back of my house, I started to think about all of the legendary women who had become a bridge, a real bridge, to now, for me. Not only did each of these legends make history, they took the first steps that created a journey without boundaries for my generation. So throughout 3 glorious days, we all rejoiced and we celebrated their legacy and our own. On Friday afternoon, as those legends and young'uns first arrived, it was heaven in my living room. Everyone came not knowing who else was coming, and that is what made it so special.
What's happening, Tiger?
It was amazing because there you have Halle Berry saying, "Is that Tina Turner?"
You start looking around, and I'm seeing Cicely Tyson, and I'm seeing Maya Angelou, and I've read their books, and I've watched their movies, and I've said they are the epitome of strength in women, and I felt proud when I watched it, and they were there.
It was a little bit overwhelming to walk into that room, because you kind of just, like, felt the energy, like, yo.
Immediately, I knew it. This is going to be a defining moment in my life forever.
This is crazy love. This is crazy love.
There were moments where I would just stop myself and just look around the room and say, everybody in this room represents something. Everybody in this room is somebody that many of us had aspired to be or wanted to meet.
Where I come from, we didn't have that many great days. But if there was music playing in the house, something good was happening on the day that Gladys Knight was on the day that Shaka Khan was on. Then when you sang along with them, you felt better about yourself, and then you began to dream. I got a chance to tell them. I said, thank you. You saved my life. I never got a chance to say it to them in person. But they saved my life, excuse me.
I felt like a nymph in fairyland. I couldn't speak. I kept looking at all of these beautifully stunning women who had contributed so much to the world. And I thought, and I am among them.
Hey, my girl.
Oh, everything is so beautiful.
Hey, my girl.
In my entire life, I've had extraordinary things happen to me. But I have never, and probably will never again, experience anything like that Friday afternoon when all of the women started to arrive in my house. It was astounding.
Later on, we took a little trolley.
Ding, 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 let's go, let's get on the trolley. We're gonna all go take a picture. Come on. I was like, wow, Oprah has a trolley.
So we go down to yet another gorgeous span of land, and it's all set up with this whole platform.
It's not easy to shoot beautiful black women at high noon. With the sun behind your head.
You know, you're just hearing everyone's name being called just nonchalant. Yeah, Patty, come sit over here. Coretta, you know, whoever. It was like, wow.
You ladies over here look great. That's good, that's good. Ladies in the back row, Brandy, Ashante, you guys come up, please.
When we took the group photo, that moment for me boosted my confidence in who I was right then and there.
You women look incredible. Look at you. Look at this. We are creating history.
It's almost like a big historic quilt.
And I was just honored to be sitting there on the side.
Chin up, almost got it.
Every time I pass that photograph in my house, it's a reminder not only of the event, but it's a reminder of what it took for every one of us to be where we are and who we are.
that photograph has become a part of my life. So as each woman walked across the bridge to our gazebo that we had built there by the pond, there was a sense of anticipation, because now we've all met each other, and now what's going to happen?
Totally, unexplainably speechless. There are no words that are gathering properly to explain the feeling.
How could I not be here to honor these women, you know, as we've all said, whose shoulders we all stand on? It's because they live that I am.
Ladies, welcome to my home. Some youngins may not be so young anymore. I'm calling myself a youngin. I'm very borderline. But we are where we are because of these women, because of the work that they have given. So I'm grateful to God that our legends are here and that you all are here to help me honor them.
We each had our own waiter, and they were in unison as they served us, like queens.
All these people coming out on cue, carrying these trays, lifting up the covers on cue together, placing the most delicious item in front of you for your consumption and enjoyment. And as you were enjoying the beautiful food, Oprah stands to announce that John Legend has come to sing for you.
Please welcome the legendary John Legend.
Girl, I'm in love with you, but this ain't the honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. Right in the thick of love. At times we get sick of love.
The fact that I have every major celebrity, singer, actress in the African-American family at this table, I still didn't want to call on any of them to do anything. That's why I asked John Legend to come and sing.
Because we're ordinary people, maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm going to call on Pearl Cleage. Pearl, come up here. Pearl Cleage is one of my favorite authors, and when I had this idea to do the Legends celebration, I thought, well, who better to call than Pearl to come up with something? I'd been trying to explain to people what the weekend was, and after we read the poem, everybody knew.
Because we are free women, born of free women, who are born of free women, back as far as time begins, we celebrate your freedom. My sisters, we are gathered here to speak your names.
You could not have been in each of our little black girl bedrooms watching us with that make-pretend microphone as we lip-synced to your latest hit when dinner was ready downstairs, or prayed for your safety when our parents told us that you were somewhere fighting for our freedom and that it was dangerous work.
I don't have to tell you how it affected every single woman in that place that afternoon.
From you, we learned that love, like beauty, comes in many forms. You showed us what love looks like when it's perfect and when it isn't. You let us watch you, looking, reaching, yearning, always moving toward the light of something better, truer, deeper. We speak your names. We speak your names.
When the youngins were all saying, "We speak your names," there wasn't a dry eye in the place. I mean, everybody was in tears.
Maya Angelou, Ruby Dee, Coretta Scott King, Cicely Tyson, Diane Ross.
We speak your names. We speak your names.
We celebrate your courage. We celebrate your spirit. We celebrate your genius. We speak your name. We speak your name.
The poem, to me, was the central force of the weekend because Pearl was able to capture, in the words of that poem, every single thing my heart wanted to say to these women. And she called it We Speak Your Names, and that's exactly what it was. It was We Speak Your Names.
Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Roberta Flack, Leontine Price. We speak your names. We speak your names.
I went fully prepared to say thank you. What I didn't anticipate was that they would be so grateful.
I would speak to the young'uns in particular and tell you in 20 years, there are young black women who will be doing something like this for you, saying thank you. There's nothing greater than thank you. That's what you say to God, is thank you.
Coming up, Oprah unveils a dazzling surprise.
1, 2, 3. The women I call legends changed the world and blazed a trail for generations to come. Gospel music Hall of Famer Pastor Shirley Caesar, winner of 11 Grammys. Dionne Warwick, who has won 5 Grammys and charted 60 hits during her 4-decade career. Elizabeth Catlett, an artist whose silent sculptures have spoken clearly about the African-American experience. Roberta Flack, she's a songwriter, a singer, and 4-time Grammy winner. Rosa Parks, who in 1955 refused to give up her seat to a white man on an Alabama bus.
The driver demanded that I give this seat up for a white man. I refused to give up this seat. I said no.
Her singular act of civil disobedience sparked the civil rights movement. I have to tell you, I think happiness is having something to look forward to. And I've never been happier in my whole life than planning this event for these women. It started out as a luncheon just to celebrate women, and it turned into this great love event. When I first realized that this was going to happen, I started to think about, well, what kind of parting gift? You know, you need a parting gift. And my friend Gail said, well, I hope you don't give out those pajamas, because I normally like pajamas as a parting gift. So I thought, okay, what will I give? So I started thinking about what I would really want.
And then she called me and she goes, I got it, I got it, I got it.
Can't eat dessert because I know what's coming, but I'm gonna go try to eat some chocolate because what's coming is even better than chocolate. I was anticipating what's gonna happen in the moment when we don't give you pajamas. This is it, this is it, this is it. We don't give you a bubble bath. Oh my God, my heart is palpitating.
I couldn't contain myself because I knew just how exciting it was gonna be.
I was really just like, okay, come on, people, eat, come on, people, eat. Ladies, take your seats. This is our final surprise. Do not open them of the day, final surprise of the day. Please do not open until I tell you.
All of a sudden, all these waiters line up behind all the women, and we didn't know what was going on. The waiters put down in front of each of us a box.
These red boxes came out. They were on these silver trays, and we're looking at these boxes like, what is this?
Okay, ladies, let's start. On the count of 3, you can begin to open your boxes. 1, 2, 3. Ribbon off. Ribbon off.
People start screaming and falling out because when you open the box, there are these earrings. The most beautiful expression of appreciation.
You know what I love? I love a drop diamond, honey. And I love a hoop. So all the youngins have hoops and all the legends have drop diamonds. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Black diamonds with white diamonds on the other side. And I was done. I was like, I mean, I was speechless.
Crazy love.
They're real. Of course they're real. Oh, that was really fun. That was fun. I know that that is an extravagant gift, but there isn't a gift that I could have given that would have said how much your life has meant to my life. So I know there are people who say, well, that was so extravagant. I know it was extravagant, and yet it still wasn't enough. The three-day Legends weekend included a white tie ball for 400 guests that would be held at the Bacara Hotel, a beachfront resort in Santa Barbara. Ta-da, darling! About 8 weeks before the ball, Gail and I met up with Colin to decide on the final menu, prepared by world-renowned chef Jean-Georges.
Let the party begin. I remember the tasting alone for the ball was at least 5 hours.
We like this potato.
Because Colin had given, 4 different entrees, 10 different appetizers. There were several courses, and so we got to try every single one. Wow!
Without a doubt, the food for this ball had to be as legendary as the legends itself.
That's out of control. Let's go to the kitchen now.
Hallelujah.
On that day, we had everything that the people were going to have that night. I don't know about the ravioli. And 10 other courses that they didn't have. Now, let's try this wine. I had to sample the wine, sample the martini, sample the champagne. Love it, love it, love it. Pauline Montrachet.
Can we talk about the fact that we had 7 wines to taste and 3 champagnes and 4 cocktails?
Stunning.
By the end of the thing, we were completely wasted.
All the desserts were so great, we finally decided just take them all. Don't just do one, do all 10 of them. I never ate so much in my entire life and was sick afterwards. Standing ovation to you all. Bravo, bravo.
Transforming the hotel banquet space into a 1940s Art Deco glamorous ballroom was no easy feat, and probably one of the biggest challenges of my career, because all this had to be done in 3 days.
I have to tell you, when I first looked at the ballroom, it looked just fine to me. I thought, okay, we'll add some color and it'll be fine. Little did I know that we were going to reconstruct the entire building that was the ballroom.
With the coffee table in the middle and hang it directly above it. We had to recarpet and swathe the walls in velvet and install these chandeliers that could go up and come down and really run a big show. It really was amazing to transform this into this glamorous environment for all of these legends. It had to be something that was beyond anything we'd ever seen before.
Morning, girlies. Morning, girlies. Just a few hours ago, before the guests arrived, we were still working out final details. Gail, where are you?
One of my main responsibilities was seating,
Rock is in which chair here?
which I have to say, I now have great respect and reverence for anybody that does seating at a major thing.
It was 19, 20, 21, 22, so this should be 19.
And I have great respect for people who RSVP on time.
Poor Gail. Poor Gail.
Tom Cruise is now coming. Oh, Will Smith can't make it, okay?
Who's gonna sit with whom? What's gonna make the best tables?
There were so many changes right up until the very last minute.
It was crazy. Up until literally, I was in the car on my way to the ballroom and people were still calling to cancel, calling to say I'm coming.
Like, for instance, we got a message that Tom Cruise was coming. I go, he's coming, but I've already done the seating. And Oprah said, Gail, you're the only one in America who would say that.
Coming up, the stars arrive. The big night begins inside the fantasy white tie ball.
The magical night we've been planning for almost a year had arrived. The White Tie Legends Ball. What was exciting about the ball is that many of the people coming to the ball itself were also legendary.
I had to get a suit. My wardrobe doesn't come with white tie and tails.
The red carpet and just the excitement of it was very fairy tale-esque.
It's almost too much to have this much energy in one room.
It was really the fashion show of fashion shows.
It was Colin who said, "My dear, you must wear red to match the roses."
Everybody was so honored to be there. It had nothing to do with the glamour. All the real glamour was in the meaning.
I think Oprah knows that she's not the only one that was inspired
and given gifts by all these magnificent women. They are legends to all of us.
It's a tribute that all of these women deserve, and many of them have waited too long to get it.
We've had some really private moments and, you know, just looking into the eyes of each of the young people, and it's really been very special.
I think a lot of these women have accomplished so much, but rarely get the recognition that Oprah gave them that night. And she made it clear that it was all about just acknowledging what they've done and thanking them.
Welcome to the Legends Ball. I have always known, always known that I stand on the shoulders of giants. Too often in life, people pass away and they have the most flowers and the most beautiful words said about them after they're gone. And so tonight, I wanted to say all the beautiful words so that you will know what you all have meant to all of us.
Maya Angelou, Shirley Caesar.
From the moment we did the poem underneath the gazebo, it was so powerful that I felt other people needed to experience it.
We speak your name. You could not have known that your collective example of the limitless possibilities that were open to us are what allowed us to look into our mother's eye and say, Mama, I want to be a singer. Mama, I want to be an actress. Mama, I want to be a dancer.
All we really want to do is thank all of you for being there for all of us.
We thought it was going to be a standard tribute, and then we realized how intensely personal it was.
We thank you for the dues you've paid, for the prayers you've prayed. We thank you for showing us how to fly. By flying, we speak your name. We speak your name. We speak your name.
I lost it. I kind of lost it. And I tell you what made me lose it was the fact that they so got it and appreciated it.
It was just about overwhelming. I mean, there were tears everywhere.
Cicely Tyson.
And then she called their names and they began standing up one at a time.
Miss Leontine Price. Miss Ruby Dee. Miss Patti LaBelle.
When they stood up, they were standing up in some truth.
Coretta Scott King.
They were standing up like monuments.
Miss Diana Ross.
As I called the legends each by name and they stood,
Tina Turner.
There wasn't a dry eye from anybody.
Dr. Maya Angelou.
If ever they felt that their work and their struggles were forgotten by us, at that moment, they knew that they would never, ever, ever be forgotten.
It was over. That was it. It was over. There's nothing else to do but party. Welcome,
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald singing these songs many of these women had written or songs they had sung, and they all get up on the stage one after the other. So there was no end of delights.
To be reverential and dance to Motown at the same time. Now, who gets that in one room?
It wasn't really, in the end, about the flowers and the food or the room or the music in the room, all of which was spectacular and beautiful, but it was about the feeling.
The rest of the night I had my shoes off and I danced until I was silly. And
I called it a night about 3:30 in the morning because I knew I had to get up and start all over again the next day.
Next, unrehearsed, unexpected, the grand finale.
I've never experienced anything like this before in my life.
After dancing late into the night, we awoke to a glorious Sunday morning.
Good morning.
When I saw all the people on my back lawn eating chicken, fried chicken too it was a hallelujah morning, that's what that was.
All of the youngins were talking while we were watching the legends and just reminiscing over some of the things that they had to go through in order for us to be here today. Nancy Wilson tells me stories of her playing clubs where there was a white entrance and there was a black entrance.
I was with the group that helped to open Vegas, and we could sing there, but we could not eat a piece of bread there, nor could we sleep there. I imagine I did open some doors.
The legends that Oprah honored didn't only pave a way for other young African Americans, they paved the way for women in general. I wanted to bring our daughters so that they could hear about some of these women.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to just end the weekend with all of us lifting our voice in praise.
I almost think that this is going to be the best event because the music itself is going to be off the wall crazy.
Because everybody in the beginning, we were like, oh yes, hallelujah. What came next surprised everybody. I said to BB, you know what needs to happen. He said, got it. And then it happened. Gospel singer BB Winans stepped into the audience and started passing the microphone.
And I know a change is done over you.
BB handed the microphone to Shirley Caesar.
Said he changed my mind. Yes, he did. And he changed my heart. Yes, he did. The thing that you used to do.
Oh, honey, it was over. It was all over. It was just over. I knew it. I knew you could not have Gladys Knight and Dionne Warwick and Patti LaBelle and Shirley Caesar, the mother of gospel music here. You could not have all of them anywhere and not have Jesus show up. Jesus showed up and showed out.
Break it down. Dionne, can you take us down that wall?
I'm changed, yeah. So changed. And I'm so glad, I'm so glad, so glad, so glad. Oh, him from a special place. He took away all the pain, all the pain, all the pain of the years. And unchanged.
Spontaneity was the force. It was spectacular.
Came into my life. Yes, you did. And now I walk it every day.
These legendary singers blew us away, and not one note was planned or rehearsed.
Holy Spirit, come on, walk with me. All you gotta do is come on and talk to me. I'll let you know you'll change.
I couldn't believe I was sitting there watching this go down. I'm looking at passing the mic, and I'm like, oh, man.
They were passing the mic around. I'm like, oh, I hope they don't come near us.
For the change. From this day, we won't walk the same. We're gonna walk taller. We're gonna think higher. We're gonna be better.
It was so funny because all the white folks were like, what is going on here? My Lord, this is really something.
Don't you change your path? Yes, I have. I've changed my life. Because of you, Lord.
life, I think that may be the most transcendently spiritual moment I've ever been part of.
You can't imagine sitting there in this spectacular environment and feeling the Spirit of God and celebrating the blessings.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
I've never experienced anything like this before in my life. So wonderful.
I'm just absolutely floored. And my thing leaving here, I'm gonna dream bigger and dream more.
He taught me how. He taught me how. Yes, he did. Oh, happy day.
It was all clear to me. So,
Oh, happy day.
I'm supposed to continue this amazing, incredible, how could we ever live up to it example. And we will. We will live up to it.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
All these legends succeeded in spite of segregation. They triumphed over countless indignities. They sang, "We shall overcome," and indeed, they did. I continue to marvel at their will. I celebrate their strength, and I rejoice in their determination to just keep coming. So for every legend, known and unknown to us, then and now, we honor you. We thank you. We owe you.
To have someone say to you that you, through your work, have affected my life. And I want to say thank you. I don't think that you could want anything more in life.
Just to be thanked was a gift that was received in the way that I wanted it to be. As long as I live, I think that will carry me forward, that I got to say thank you. I got to say thank you.
The 2-hour series finale of Alias starts right now.